When it comes to UV disinfection technology, there's a little bit of a debate. Is using 3 types of UV really better than using just one? Let's talk about it. Some systems use UVA, UVB, and UVC. Others only focus on UVC. At first glance, a broad spectrum approach may seem more effective, but when it comes to microbial inactivation, wavelength energy, absorption, and exposure time are what determines germicidal efficacy, not wavelength variety. Let's take a closer look. UVA has the longest wavelength and the lowest energy out of the 3. While it can break deeper into organic material, it's not particularly effective at inactivating microbes. UVB has slightly more energy and can disrupt certain microbial structures, but it's less efficient for disinfection. UVC, however, has the shortest wavelength and the highest energy, which is what makes it capable of disrupting the bonds in DNA and RNA that prevent replication. This is why UVC is widely recognized as being the most effective band of UV for disinfection. Now let's talk about some broad-spectrum technologies. One of the most common broad-spectrum disinfection technologies is pulsed xenon. These emit all 3 bands of UV in short bursts of light, but mostly consist of UVA and UVB with just a little bit of UVC. That means a significant portion of the emitted energy is being focused on wavelengths that do not directly contribute to disinfection. Think of it like using a butter knife when you really need a scalpel. Broad-spectrum UV is the butter knife. It covers more area, but it's duller and doesn't make a clean cut. On the other hand, 254nm UVC is more of the scalpel, sharp and directly cuts through pathogens. And as I just mentioned earlier, pulsed xenon operates in pulses, or bursts. This reduces the total exposure time, which is critical for disinfection. We even made a video about how important it is. On the other hand though, single-wavelength UVC devices offer a steady, consistent output of light. This consistent exposure is necessary to form enough DNA damage to stop microbial replication, and it also minimizes the risk of shadowing, where microbes in crevices or behind objects don't receive adequate UV exposure. Overall, single-wavelength UVC devices are just more consistent and predictable. Safety is something you want to consider as well. Broad-spectrum UV systems emit UVA and UVB, which tend to reflect unpredictably compared to UVC. UVA and UVB are more prone to spreading through small openings, such as door sills, and they pass through glass barriers, such as glass doors or windows. UVA and UVB can break into your skin and your eyes, causing potential long-term damage. The same thing will not happen with UVC. Due to its shorter wavelength, UVC at the 254nm wavelength does not have these issues of unpredictable reflection or passing through glass, making it more containable and much safer for controlled environments. Using multiple bands of UV for disinfection will not give you better results. It's less efficacious, it's less consistent, and it's not safe. What will give you better results, though, is using the right wavelength at the right distance and the right exposure time. And when it comes down to it, you're just more likely to get that from a single wavelength 254nm UVC device. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments.